And there was actually a Wall Street Journal article recently that reported Jay Monahan told PGA Tour staff in a meeting just last Thursday that legal fees were in the $15 million range and that the reserves had been depleted by $100 million due to enhanced purses and bonus pools instituted to, of course, keep players from jumping to LIV Golf. So there's a lot to still develop here. We're fascinated to learn what some of the players on the LIV Golf Tour made of this news. Don't forget, Cameron Smith was the only one of those to come inside the press building at the Masters tournament in April. Well, he's back in front of the media again here at the US Open. Let's join him now.
Please join me in welcoming Cameron Smith, major champion. Cam, when did you get into town and what's your experience with this course so far?
Got into town late yesterday afternoon from Jacksonville. Pretty cruisy flight over. Just played 9 holes this morning, well, actually 7 holes this morning. Have just played the front 9. The course looks a little bit different to, I guess, what we're used to in a US Open venue, but nonetheless pretty challenging, and yeah, it should set up for a good week, I think.
How's your preparation so far? Talk a little bit about where your golf is.
Yeah, I feel like it's been trending the last probably 6 or 7 weeks. It's started to feel really good. Had a couple of weeks off at home. I've had a couple of boys, junior guys, come over from Australia, and been able to show them around, play a few rounds with them, and yeah, it's been good.
All right, we're going to open it up to questions. Back right here to Andy.
You said the course is different than usual U.S. Opens. Could you elaborate on how it's different?
I guess we're used to that kind of really thick, juicy rough. It's a little bit different here. I think the Bermuda rough, I think you can get kind of lucky or unlucky. There's patches out there where they're actually quite thin and you can get away with a kind of a bad shot, and other patches where if you're in there, it's no good at all. So I think that's a little bit different. I think the way you go through the hills there a few times, there's lots of shots where you almost have to work the ball into the hill. Yeah, it's a really good challenge, but I think that Bermuda rough is definitely a little bit different. You know, typically we're playing in the northeast and get that really dense kind of wet rough.
Right here on your left.
Hi, Cam. Obviously so much chat going on about where the world of golf is at the moment and so many unanswered questions. Are you able to tell us whether you've had assurances that LIV will continue into 2024?
Yeah, I really know as much as you guys know, to be honest. I haven't been told much at all. I'm just taking it as it goes along, and yeah, I guess if anything comes up, I'll let you guys know. But for the moment, it's just trying to play the best golf I can and trying to win a US Open.
And I know we're dealing in hypotheticals here, but if LIV were to finish this year, would you want to return to the PGA Tour next year?
Yeah, I mean, that's another pretty hypothetical question. I'm unable to answer that one.
On the right, Adam.
What was the reaction like with the other LIV players after the news broke last week, and when talking with your teammates and stuff? What was your kind of first reaction when you first saw the news?
I guess the first reaction was, I thought it was kind of a joke that had come out. And then HE gave me a call and kind of explained what was going on. He didn't really explain too much. I think there's still a lot of stuff to be worked out, and as time goes on, we'll get to know more and more. But there's definitely a lot of curious players, I think, on both sides as to what the future is going to look like.
You explained why it's going to be a different test with the golf course, but I'm curious, do you prefer that kind of test compared to a normal US Open test, or how do you think it's going to play out this week?
I like to think that I play my best golf around kind of tough golf courses. I know kind of my US Open record isn't that great. For me, the driver has always been the one club where gets me in trouble, and the US Open and probably the PGA, the US PGA are really, you have to drive the ball strong, and I think that's where a golf tournament can get away from me, but the driver's starting to feel really good, and I think there's a few opportunities around here to make birdies, so I think that falls into my hands a little bit.
Here on your right.
Hi, Cam. Could get your thoughts on the par threes on this golf course, specifically number 15 and the dichotomy the others?
I played the front nine today, so I can't elaborate on anything on the back nine.
Can I just ask you any thoughts on a par three that could play as short as 90 yards or fewer?
On 15, it can play 90 yards. That's good. I typically love short par threes. I think a lot of the greatest courses that we play around the world all have a short par four and a short par three, and they can end up being kind of the trickiest, I guess, as well. I'm looking forward to getting out there and seeing that. I think everyone's favourite par threes are those 9 irons and wedges where you really have to dial it in and hit a good shot.
On your right, Michael.
Thank you. How do you distinguish between the USGA and the R&A in your mind?
Geez, that's a good question. I guess the USGA is in the US and the R&A is in the UK. I think they both have the same, I guess, thought process in regards to the future of golf and the game of golf, though. Yeah.
For the national championships, one USGA is part of it. Yeah, we'll beat these guys up. I'm just deciding.
Yeah. Yeah, the courses are definitely set up a little bit different, for sure. I think for a long time the USGA had in mind that par was going to be the winning score, and it's definitely a bit of a brutal test. For me personally, I love a golf course that sets up really difficult, but you can still go out there and shoot 5 or 6 under par, and the winning score, 10 to 15 under, I think is a really good number. But that's just me, and it's not really up to me to set up the golf course.
Right over my shoulder here.
Hi, Cam. Could you talk about the preparation for the 2 majors previously this year and leading into this one, given that in previous seasons you had had a chance to had tour events under your belt? So is the preparation different?
I don't think maybe the first one, the Masters. I think I played maybe a couple of tournaments less than I would have. I think. The last few months, though, we've played a lot of golf. We've played all around the world and seen a lot of different courses, a lot of different tests, and I think it's actually been really good for the game. Like I said, the last 6 or 7 weeks, the game has started to feel like it's really flipped a switch and has started to be in the right direction. And these couple of weeks have been nice, though. I think it was kind of a really busy, stressful time, traveling a lot as well, different continents and stuff like that. So 2 weeks at home, rest the body and rest the mind was really nice.
Right here on your right.
Cam, you spoke about playing the 7 holes this morning, and I know you mentioned the rough, but was there any other details about those 7 holes? Maybe you had thoughts going in as to what to expect, and once you started playing, whether it be the bunkering, the greens, was there some other aspects that opened your eyes or were different from what you had anticipated?
I think probably not different. I think I was probably anticipating that kind of firm and fast, but as the week goes on, I don't think we got any rain in the forecast. I expected it would get really firm and fast, and you might have to be probably a little bit creative from the fairways to get some pins and just be really accurate with your landing distances and knowing how far the ball's running out.
We're going to go to Doug on your left.
Cam, what makes you nervous?
Not much, to be honest.
That's part of the reason for the question.
I guess being offshore in a boat and a motor goes out makes me nervous. On the golf course, I think once I get past that first tee, I definitely have a little bit of a nervy feeling on the first tee every tournament. And then, the last day with a lead probably makes me a little bit nervous as well.
Any other questions right here on your right?
Hi. So the PGA, as I'm sure you know, has been under criticism for discouraging players from joining LIV and then merging. Did you feel, any confirmation that you had made the right decision by going to LIV upon the announcement of the merger?
I think I've made the right decision anyway. I'm very happy with where I'm at. I obviously made that decision for a few different reasons, but Yeah, it's too early to say, I think, with what's going to go on here. Like I said, I know as much as everyone else, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the next kind of few months, maybe even year, kind of plays out.
Stay on your right, back to Michael.
Thank you. Phil Mickelson can complete the career Grand Slam here this week. Have you gotten to know him, and what's he like?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to know him a little bit more. Phil, I think, likes to keep to himself a little bit. He's kind of had a lot of, I guess he's had a long career, and a lot of people that have been, you know, on his back for a long time as well. But yeah, I mean, it'd be awesome to see him do it this week. I think the golf course, as far as I've seen, sets up for, you know, a straighter hitter, so maybe not. But we'll see how it goes.
Perfect. Back on here on the right.
Oh, right here.
Dr. Bob.
Was Yasser's call to you before the announcement or after? Did you know about it when he called? And when you did speak to him, did you have any questions for him?
It was just before. It was just before it went on CNBC. It was probably 10 minutes before. He said, "You can watch the interview if you like." I think he was probably calling a few different players, so the call was kind of short and sweet. But yeah, he kind of, I guess, didn't really explain much, but just kind of explained what was going to happen on that day, and there was still a lot of stuff to work out. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions for Cam? Cam, thanks for your time. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Cool, calm, Cameron Smith. I would have liked to have heard him admit to perhaps being a little bit nervous when he sat in the media tent with the claret jug last summer and someone asked if the rumours were true he was going to live, because it hadn't come out then. And of course, it did afterwards, and he looked as uncomfortable as Cam Smith will ever look in that situation. It seems to me, we touched on this a moment ago just before his press conference, that there has been an acceptance in our game. You know, there was really the them and the us. The bad guys perhaps aren't as big a bad guys as people thought they were now, because there has been this kind of harmonious undertone perhaps in the last week, given the news that came from the PGA Tour and of course the PIF with the DP World Tour involved as well. I asked Eamon's impression a moment ago. Fax, what was yours upon learning the news last week?
Well, he talked a lot about a lot of things and didn't say much, did he? What he did say that everybody agrees was that players weren't given a big notice, whether it was LIV Tour golfers or PGA Tour golfers. When the announcement came out on CNBC with Yasser and with Jay, I think some of the more prominent players were given that heads up. I know Rory was. Obviously, Cam was given that call to watch. And they all have said we're going to remain and wait and see what's happening. I think that Cam admits right there that he left the LIV Tour basically for the money, to take that money up front, and that he thought maybe that the PGA Tour would allow these players to come back and play in more tournaments than just the majors. I don't think he's too affected by that. I'm surprised that he said he only played 7 holes, and of course he's never played 4. I would have been out here on this course playing 18 holes a day. And I think the most uncomfortable you can see Cam Smith get asked is those hypothetical questions that he refused to answer. Yeah,
you know, you speak about the players regarding the news that came out last week. Aaron, do you get the sense that PGA Tour players have been hurt more by this news than the LIV Tour players?
Oh, by far, I do, absolutely. I think the PGA Tour players feel betrayed. That's the word that I keep hearing. It's the word I keep reading. I think that they're mad that there wasn't transparency. I think they're questioning the fact, because when I was on tour, I don't know about with Brad, but when I was on tour, I heard from liaisons on the PGA Tour, Aaron, this is your tour. You make the decision. You make the decisions. This is your tour. You can make it whatever you want. I don't think that there's that feeling in the locker room now that it is their tour, by any stretch of the imagination.
But was there before this announcement came out?
Well, that's funny. You should ask that, because when I was on tour, full transparency with me, I didn't feel like that either. I felt like, okay, even when I was a top 25 player in the world, I didn't feel like I had much say in what went on in PGA Tour meetings or anything like that. Now, I was never on the pack or the board like Brad might have been, but I knew those players, and I played practice rounds with those players, and I talked to those players like Joe Ogilvy and those guys who were on the policy board and on the pack. But I still didn't feel like really, You know, like they're going to take much into consideration what I had to say. They're listening to a small group of people, and from what I can tell, but I to Eamon's point, and to Brad's point, I'm in wait and see mode. I want to see exactly what's going to happen with this going forward, and I'll make my judgments on it later.
Doesn't it really come down to who's impacted by process and who's impacted by policy here? The players on the PGA Tour are upset because they weren't kept in the
That's process.
We all talk to those players.
Yeah.
You couldn't trust them with a secret anyway, so it's not really a surprise.
No, that's a very good point.
That they're not told.
True.
But in terms of what the outcome of this, the idea that the LIV guys are going to emerge better than the PGA Tour players, I think somewhat questionable, because Jimmy Dunn, one of the architects of this deal, has really been the only one who's trying to put some details out there of what it means. If he is to be believed, if Jimmy Dunn is telling us the truth in what is out there, then the LIV Tour is dead. It's gone. Greg Norman's out of a job. This tour, Jay Monahan has the right, according to Jimmy Dunn, to terminate the LIV Tour, at which point you start to talk about how those players move back into other tours that they left to go there.
But that would need to be with Yasser's blessing, would it not?
No, not according to what Jimmy Dunn has put out there. And, you know, Yasser may have the chairmanship, but Jay Monahan is calling the shots based on what Jimmy Dunn is saying. So, to me, the impact is ultimately going to be the guys who left for money still have the money. The process to work them back is ultimately what will come next. But players are hurt on this side of the fence purely because they were left out.
And I think, true, and I think, to Eamon's point, I think what Jay, if it's true that he has the final say in what happens with the players from LIV who want to come back, he can gain, I think he can gain a little bit of respect back from those players who are really mad at him at this point by how he handles those players coming back from LIV and what he has them do to pay to get back in.
But is there
to a certain extent, whatever that is, whether it's monetary, whether it's they going through qualifying school of some kind. It just depends, I guess. And that's a wait and see for everybody, because we don't know what that's going to look like.
Depending on how this plays out, you know, is there an argument to say the LIV players could have had their cake and eaten it? Because you just said Cameron admitted that he went to get that money up front. There are a lot of big-name players who turned down those checks up front, yet these guys that did deviate to the LIV Golf Tour took the money and then may well just be able to walk back on the PGA Tour. And really, has it been much detriment to them over the last couple of years? Perhaps emotionally it has. Has it affected their game? It's hard to say, really. I mean, Brooks Koepka's just won a major championship. It'll be interesting to see how one reflects on this 5-10 years from now and what it did to, or did not do, to those players during this time. We're living through such a monumental time in our game. I think it's so hard to analyze exactly what the future will look like because we just don't know.
Carl, when you think about the battle between the PGA Tour and LIV, the PGA Tour was winning. They were winning the litigation. They were winning viewership. They had the best competitions going on, no doubt about it. But we weren't going to win. We lost $50 million, not a lot spent in legal fees. We dipped into our reserves, and I think Yasser knows fair enough that his product was inferior. He knows they weren't winning the ratings battle. They weren't seen anywhere. And I think if you look at the Public Investment Fund and how they've invested in sports throughout the world, whether it's F1, whether it's soccer, boxing, that they've helped those other sports to have more purses, have more viewership, and they've bettered the sports. I think the long run, it's too early to tell really what's going to happen to the golfers that did go to LIV, but what's going to come out of that. But Jay Monahan's mission as the commissioner is to help produce the best golf he can on television, to provide opportunities for the players, great viewership for the fans, but he's supposed to grow purses, and this is a way that can happen, hopefully mutually together. It comes together, maybe not on the timeline all these players want. But Aaron, having been on the policy board, having been on the PAC several times, many times, we can't keep secrets, and I think there was too much at risk to go to the entire membership of both tours and tell them what was going to happen the next morning.
You know, Rory was asked this question last week. I'll ask it of you. How much trust do you have in Jay Monahan now?
Well, Jay Monahan and I have a huge history. He was my agent when he worked back for the Fenway Sports Group for the Red Sox. I helped him to land a job being to the tournament director at the Deutsche Bank Championship, where Seth Waugh ran that. Now he's the chairman of the PGA of America. And I trust Jay Monahan implicitly. I believe in our board having absolutely the right intent for the players, and it doesn't look like that, the appearance of that now. But Herlihy, Monahan, and Dunn are 3-1 over Yasser on that board, so they will have control, but they don't have the money.
Well, normally control rests with the guy who's writing billion-dollar checks, I suppose. But I think that the last week has really proved two real facts here, is that players on the PGA Tour have a grotesquely inflated sense of what they are worth playing a niche game. They think they are getting and entitled to NBA money or NFL money. They're just simply not. The market is not there to sustain that. And the other fact is that regardless of what was said in public by Jay Monahan, by Keith Pelley, by multiple other people over the years, they never cared where the money was coming from. They only ever cared where it was going. They simply want the money redirected, not rejected.